So guys, why not be reckless, aka why not be caster, one of the HCS commentators, analysts, and grassroots content creators, and we have another HCS report where today we're going to be talking all about scrims, a bit of rumors, and getting y'all ready for the offseason finally ending and us now starting to ramp up into LAN. Man, it is exciting to say that. We are going to freaking LAN soon, baby. By the way, this episode is going to be on ChatterNet. 14 different creators coming together to make 14 different podcasts. So this way you have daily podcasts. It goes from 1 through 14, then restarts again. And this way you can never miss a beat on everything that's Halo related, not just HCS talk, but everything. Make sure you guys get involved. Thank you so much, Jumperscape at jumperscape.com, for inviting me to be a part of this project. And of course, as always, we're doing ChatterNet. Hit up that phone line, 206-278-5795. Again, that's 206-278-5795. You can text or leave a voicemail for that actual on the actual phone line and ask me any questions whatsoever, comments, concerns, emotional outbursts. Again, if you want to call me fat, do it. Just make sure you do it at 206-278-5795. Without further ado, let's get right into it, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk a little bit about some rumors. You guys know me. I love me some rumors. And there's a rumored roster coming together, and it's Descendant, Ezo, Collect, and Lethul. Again, Descendant, formerly known as Carbea, Ezo, Collect, and Lethul. I know a lot of you guys are probably thinking and talking like, oh, Tony, I have no idea what you're talking about. Descendant and Ezo, they were teaming with YNOT and King Nick for a while. What are you talking about? Well, shut up, Sally. Benjamin, sit down. Let me talk to you real quick. So apparently, now this is coming from somebody who's outside of that situation. I've been told that Descendant and Ezo actually elected to drop YNOT from the actual roster and wanted to run as a team of 3 with King Nick and pick up a different player to add on to the roster. Things didn't work out exactly the way they wanted to. King Nick decided he wanted to stay with YNOT. So after the drop, apparently King Nick joined back alongside YNOT. We'll talk about their new squad a little bit later on. But it caused Descendant and Ezo to have to go a completely different direction. And really the same for YNOT and King Nick as well. They decided to pick up 2 other players and make their own team, which we're going to talk about a little bit later on. But again, Descendant, Ezo, Collect, and Lethul, ton of potential with this roster. Collect and Descendant are going to be crazy on the map. Like, fearless players, high sensitivity, high damage dealers. If you see Descendant and Collect, they're probably creating enough chaos for Ezo and Lethul to maybe pick up the pieces on this new Triggers Down roster, and I'm really excited to see what they have in store for us. Really happy to see Lethul still competing. Like, he was so quiet during roster mania, and what we're talking about, a player that, world championships. We're talking about a tournament winning player. We're talking about at one point was considered one of the best players in the freaking game. It's really good to have Lethul still in the league, and I'm excited to see what he plans on doing with the young guns and whatnot, helping them out a little bit and really making sure that that this squad is ready for every single event that they decide to compete in. Again, just a rumored roster, I guess, right now, but more rumors are, which I guess this isn't much of a secret here, but there is a part of this that we got to talk about. So Suppressed, Falcon, Trippy, and Penguin, who was going by Dead Zone, was going by Penguin, was going by Sub-Zero, who was going by Penguin before, now back to Penguin right now. We already know this is a team. You guys know how I feel about this squad. I said it before. Expectations should simply be top 4 every single event, but knowing that they can beat anybody in the league on any given Sunday, and really one of the best dark horse teams to root for in the entire league. You guys know how I feel about them. But do you know how I feel? Because if we translate this tweet by Ambition France, we see the squad coming together, and he talks about they should normally be under the supervision of Lunchbox, their new coach. So we talked about this FaZe roster where at one point it seemed like APG was supposed to, and they have rumored FaZe. This squad is rumored to be signed by FaZe. Nothing official just yet, but come on. We talked about them rumored to be coached by APG, and them having a little bit of maybe, I guess, a falling out, I want to say. Like, you know, APG kind of talked about it or hinted at it a little bit on his stream, and we never really got a conclusion to that. And then it sounded like they were going to be going into the league, into the season with no coach. It sounded like at one point, and now it sounds like they're going to be going in with Lunchbox, a former coach of Optic. You know, he's had obviously a really good experience with Penguin and Trippy. You know, I'm sure he has a great rapport with Falcon and Suppressed as well, and he's respected. You know, I mean, he was a competitor and a damn good one. A damn freaking good one, I would say. So, if this is the new FaZe roster, love the players, love the team composition, love the coach. I feel like what's not to love about this rumored FaZe roster? So we'll see exactly what they have in store for us, and we'll talk about them a little bit when it comes to the scrims. And we'll go back over the last week or so, and I have a few scrims I want to bring up and just talk about a little bit more in depth. But let's talk about it a little bit here. By the way, Star Slayer in the chat called me fat. Thank you. Now make sure you do it on the phone line, 206-278-5795. Again, 206-278-5795. In case you guys don't know, I do these live on Twitch before it goes to YouTube or Spotify or Apple Music, wherever it is you enjoy podcasts. I do them live on Twitch first. Let's talk about the things a little bit here. Shopify Rebellion, 15-2 TSM. No real surprise there. You know, you're talking about the Frosty and Royal 2 led Shopify Rebellion. Some young guns thrown in there. They're damn good. Love that TSM has come together with 3/4 of that native red roster. I think it's fantastic. Soul Snipe, Druk, Talik, you know, coming in with Cherish. I love the roster. I really do. And I think they're going to be competitive. I just think when comparing TSM to like to the top teams in the league, I think we need to see them on land for that. That's when they'll feed off of that land energy. They're a much better land team than online team. Trippy 9-7 over Cloud9. Trippy's team, or not FaZe, very good. Cloud9 bringing in Boo Boo Doo, it seems like. They've been very competitive. We'll talk about them as well. This was a great scrim. I think Trippy's team would like to maybe have this be, you know what, out of 16 games, I think they would like this more to be an 11-5 at least. But you know, this was probably one of their first scrims coming together, so we'll give them a little bit of a break there. Optic 14-2, dominant performances, complexity. Again, I talk about complexity, TSM, Cloud9 in the kind of the same realm. Great teams, but going against the big dogs, especially in an online scrim, give me the big dogs, give me the Optics, give me even the SSGs, give me the Shopify Rebellions, because I've been telling y'all that they were a God Squad since day one, and y'all were telling me, oh my God, Tony calls everybody a God Squad. I freaking do. Shut up. Peepa 7-6 over Team Nemesis, the top two teams in Europe, battling out for who's number one. SSG versus Not FaZe, taking 7 games out of 16 against Space Station Gaming was great. I thought Cloud9 taking 7 games off of Trippy's team was good. I thought this was great. We'll probably talk about this one a little bit in a little bit here. Reversal Perfy, 2 games behind Complexity. These two can be going at it as well. We'll talk about both of these teams a little bit later. Optic 11-5 with TSM. Great for TSM to take 5 games off of Optic. Not mad at that. Number 1 team in Latin America beating out 8-5 over Reversal Perfect. Complexity splitting things 8-7 with TSM. Again, I have these two in a similar boat, and they're pretty evenly matched if you ask me. Team Nemesis 10-2 over the second best team in Latin America. Love that. SSG 9-6 over Complexity. Great job for Complexity taking 6 games off of SSG. Mind you, Trippy's team also taking 7 games off of SSG as well. So SSG starting off a bit slow, which we kind of talked about that might happen. before they do some film review. Remember, they're still a fresh team and barely have had any reps together. Optic with the 13-2 over Trippy's team. Dominant performance by Optic. Very good looking by them. Shopify Rebellion 14-1 over Cloud9. Dominant. Triggers down 6. The splits the difference between Yusu Benny, 6-6, Team Nemesis, and Peepa going at it again. Very close, 8-7 in favor of Peepa. Shopify Rebellion 10-4 over Trippy's team. Like to see that from Shopify Rebellion. A very good win. Optic 14-1 over Cloud9. Cloud9 just keep... they're going up against some of the best in the world. They're getting some valuable practice there. If if they can learn from that, it's going to be really good. TSM only able to take 2 games off of 17 against SSG. Triggers down, splitting things 5-5 with Latin America, the number 1 team in Latin America. And then UC Betty 8-6 over Reversal Perfect. So we're going to deep dive into some of these. Like, for example, Cloud9 and TSM. Again, really good that these two are so competitive with each other. Great for Cloud9 to be able to beat out the Scrim by just 1 game, but still. Booba Doobu, Sab, Septify, and Manny making up that Cloud9 roster. Cherish, Druk, Soulstipe, and Tolic making up TSM. Mind you, TSM did outslay Cloud9 in this Scrim by about 45 kills. Doesn't happen much. TSM sometimes will win objectives even without overslaying, but when it comes to the stats department, it was Sab looking great on the side of Cloud9. 321 kills, 159 assists, 99,436 damage throughout the total games. Tolic on the other side with TSM, 337 kills, topping out the entire lobby. 164 assists is quite impressive. And the damage, the only one in the 6-digit club, 101,000 damage, just about 102,000 damage coming out of Tolic. Love to see that. We talked a little bit about Trippy's team and SSG's team going at it. Lucid, Snakebite, Stellar, and Eco made up of Space Station Gaming. Space Station Gaming. Trippy's team, Falcated, Penguin, Suppressed, and Trippy. 9-6 in favor of SSG, but I still think it was very good for Trippy's team to come out and take 7 games off of Space Station Gaming, which a lot of people consider to be a god squad as well. I'm right up there with them. Falcated 321 kills, topping out as far as most kills. Penguin topping out as far as most damage with 191 assists to go along with his 277 kills. This has been the theme. Falcade has been topping out in kills. Penguin has been topping out in damage. No matter who they're going up against, it seems like that's kind of been a bit of the trend between the two. So that's something we're going to continue to look out for in the future. Meanwhile, SSG's very own Stellar, 362 kills to go along with his 102,340 damage. Quite the scrim for SSG, but I still think this says more about Trippy's team being able to take 7 games off of them than it says about SSG. SSG are going to look better and better as time goes on, but Trippy's team is quickly gaining confidence against some of the best teams in the league. Next up, we're going to talk about Optic and TSM. Again, another situation where I'm happy that TSM was able to take 5 games off of Optic Gaming. Seeing the Scrim, Soulstipe and Tolic kind of showing off. Tolic, 267 kills, 83,000 damage. Mind you, Druk actually topped out with the most damage at 86,708. Meanwhile, Optic's very own cherished, Optic's very own Bound, Legend, Formal, and Renegade did end up, quote unquote, winning out this Scrim. 281 kills out of Legend, 284 kills out of Renegade, and it was Legend who topped out damage, not only for his team, but in the entire lobby as well. 91,000 damage out of Legend. Love to see that. And finally, the last one we'll talk about is Reversal Perfy versus Yusu Benny. Reversal Perfy made up of Ryan, King Nick, Comet, and Breaking Shot. Again, remember what I told you earlier. No longer with Ezo and Descendant after what went down, picking up Common and Breaking Shot. Breaking Shot was once teaming with Advocacy along with Super CC and Common, but they decided to go a completely different way, join King Nick and Rhino, leaving Advocacy to find a new squad. And the same for Super CC. Super CC tweeted out that he was a free agent. Well, Advocacy joins Ivanized, Piggy, and Yaxon. And what happens? Well, 8-6 in favor of Yusu Benny, in favor of Advocacy's roster. King Nick electing not to stay with the team, joining Ryan Noob, who was dropped from that roster. Again, this is some insider information that I received. I did get permission to talk about it as long as I didn't name him as a source. I said him, damn. As long as I didn't name him as a source. So interesting to see that Advocacy and his new squad were able to win out in scrims. Now, again, we talk about scrims a lot because it's fun, but we don't put everything in scrims. Like, this could be a lot different than what happens in an online tournament. This could be a lot different than what happens on LAN, but it's still fun to talk about. And we'll talk about the fact that Advocacy topping out with most kills in the entire lobby. The man was showing out. 315 kills, 95,775 damage was the most in the entire lobby. On the other side of things, I think King Nick has been so good in season 4, man. It seems like King Nick's year with 288 kills, 146 assists, and 89,000 damage out of King Nick from Reversal Perfy. And that's pretty much all the scrims that we wanted to talk about, pretty much the HCS report as well. Things have been a bit slower, but coming up very soon. In fact, I think coming up this weekend, actually, we actually start doing the online qualifiers, the online tournaments that lead to the qualifiers that actually lead to LAN. Things are starting to ramp up quickly. LAN season is slowly approaching, and man, that's what you know that we're here for, because that's when everybody team comes in super prepared and ready to go at it, and where we kind of look at these scrims and we're like, okay, they were cool, but nowhere near as important, nowhere even near, sometimes even indicative of what will happen throughout the rest of the season. So guys, that's your HCS report. Thank you so much for stopping by. Chatternet, you know I love you. Shout out to my man Jumperscape at jumperscape.com. And make sure you hit up that phone line, 206-278-5795. Again, 206-278-5795. Let them know that your question, comment, or concern is from me, Tony, or YNOT. And yeah, thank you guys so much. I appreciate y'all. Until next time, peace out.